Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night Debate Night Special.
Special.
With me, as always, is the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, now?
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Last minute change in plans, obviously. We're here rather than on Monkey's channel. Monkey was not feeling particularly well this evening, so he asked that one of the two of us host the show, and I volunteered. Monkey may be along to join us in the near future, but on the off chance it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Right, Satsu?
I'm glad you committed to that. You would have stopped halfway through, I'd have been ashamed.
You sing that to Aaliyah every day, don't you?
Yes. And then when her mom gets home, I sing Hallelujah.
Chat, so here's the guideposts for this evening's show. So there is a link in the description to the video stream that I'm watching, at least, although this is streaming on several different news channels. The one I've picked for this evening is Fox News. The same thing, or relative same thing, can be found on multiple of the major news stations. Since we did CBS last time, I figured I'd change it up a little bit, so we're on Fox News. As you watch us, we are going to be behind the live feed that you are watching. So here's the thing, and it varies depending on where you're at in the world and lag and so on. So when the thing starts getting going, I will give certain markers as to when I see something on the screen, especially if they get to a countdown timer, I will tell you that. So when I tell you what I see on the screen, you may have to pause your live feed, allowed to catch up with us, kind of thing. Or is it pause us for the, I forget. Suddenly my brain broke. Yeah, because you're going to see it after we've already spoken. So you're going to need to pause your live feed of the debate for some kind of count off until you catch up with us and vice versa. Okay? I know, doesn't make any sense. You'll figure it out some way, somehow. But that all aside, Satsu, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I had a pretty productive day. I was about to say eventful, but that's not the word. Productive is a much better word. Just kind of hanging out.
Well, I had a regular old workday. A couple of surprises during my weekly meeting with the team, but nothing out of the ordinary. Let's see. Scribe, you're behind the stream, actually. Right. So you'd have to pause the live stream of the debate for a count off for whatever we end up saying. So that's just the way it is, guys. If you want to watch us at home live, if you're watching this in the future, however, you can basically just sync us up with any particular copy of the debate. And since I believe it's going commercial free for the entirety, I think that's how it's working this time, it should be relatively easy to do. But I couldn't tell you like what the count off is to pause the live stream because it varies from lag to lag. So like I say, I'll give some visual cues to the Fox News stream as we go to tell you where we're at in relation to where you're at, and we'll try to figure it out from there. Let's see. Yeah, sorry guys. I wish I could be streaming the actual debate feed to you right here, right now. The problem is that we will be immediately copyright struck and the video will be taken down because this has happened classically with just about anybody who's tried to do it. Sinatra, it happened to him. Razor Fist happened to him. So I can't roll the dice on that. It's awkward, but it's all we've got. But tonight, the main event is going to be Mike Pence, Vice President of the United States, versus Kamala Harris, VP nominee for the Democratic Party. Now, Mike Pence is a very cordial, very traditional Republican, certainly more even-keeled, I guess, attitude-wise than his boss, but that's beside the point, I suppose. Satsu, what do you think Pence needs to do tonight in order to win the debate against Kamala?
Pence is going to have to really focus on her record, just her history and what it is she claims to represent. He's going to have to draw a lot of parallels between the narratives that she pushes now and what her record shows, because Those are two very different things. And if he does that accurately and doesn't give her the chance to like wave it away or make excuses, and just if the moderator, I don't know, is the moderator the same?
No, it's somebody different. I don't know who it is, but it's not. Thankfully, it's not Chris Wallace again, because I don't think Chris Wallace should be moderating anything ever again.
Yeah, if the moderator ain't running interference for Kamala, then it should be pretty good. I don't know a lot about Pence. Most of the things I do know about that they could probably bring up, that she would bring up as a problem, he probably would own up to it and be like, yeah, this is you think this is an issue because you're a Democrat, but I'm a Republican. So yeah, I do that. I've done that. I've said that. So
well, yeah, so real quick, thank you, Dark Resurrect. Howdy, Lawton and chat hooligans. Ready for the show? Well, as ready as we're going to be. And thank you, this is Kyle. Hello, chat people in Lawton. Hello, Kyle. Well, the advantage that Kamala has, whatever, I'm going to screw it up both ways, is that she can hold Pence to account for Trump's record, because that's what he's representing there. Even if he's not Donald Trump, he has no position to completely downplay or separate himself from the administration he's the vice president to.
Yeah, he's going to have to kind of he's going to be holding the Trump torch. He's got to, basically.
Yes. Yeah, he's got to hold the Trump torch. He can't dodge criticisms, at least not directly about Trump and stuff. Although he can, there's artful ways to do it. He can avoid having to take responsibility for things Trump himself has said.
Yeah.
Because Pence and Sam, he can say like, well, you'd have to talk to the president about that. Those are his comments, not mine. But what I can tell you about the administration is he can dodge that, and it would be legitimate to do so. But insofar as what he's done and the record, he is still going to have to carry the water for the administration, and Kamala can take advantage of that. But like you say, depending on how Pence pounces, we're going to call it the Pence pounce. The Pence pounce. Like, if they've been watching, really the only video they need to watch to get an idea of how to go after Kamala is Tulsi Gabbard versus Kamala Harris. Bring up her record. Do not sugarcoat it, and also don't denigrate it any more than it already is. Just make it plain. This is the facts. This is what she did. Don't commentate on it. Don't embellish it. Just say she did this, she did this, she did this. Here are the results of her decisions here, 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 and here. Keep it all flat where she cannot deny it. And all the fact checkers at the end of the day will be like, well, he's not wrong. Or while technically correct. That's probably as close as they'll get on the fact checking. While technically correct.
Now, see, they'll have to, the fact checkers, I'm using quotes here, they're going to have to be extra careful this time around, because the people, the same people who they claim to be enemies are people who will, latch on to any negative narratives about Kamala. But the people who are on the opposite side, who are on their side or whatever, they have their own reasons for not liking Kamala. So if they try to say like, oh, well, this thing, while technically true, and then try to sugarcoat it, they're going to piss off their base, because they're like, no, like, don't you fucking sugarcoat that. She fucked us over. So they might actually have to, like, I don't know, use integrity this time around. Who knows?
Now, presumably, like I said before we started, this will be a more, let's say, ordered debate than the last one.
That's what I'm anticipating.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to that, even though it'll probably start getting boring about halfway through, possibly. Ultimately, I do want, even though at this point I'm pretty well assured not to be voting in the presidential at all, for the sake of my own, I guess, edification, if nothing else, I'd like to actually hear something intelligent coming from both potential administrations, even if these two aren't the president. But that takes us into the other concern, doesn't it? Is that we may be looking at one or the other, a near future president, depending on how circumstances hash out. Now, obviously, everybody is, well, I shouldn't say everybody. Most people are not hoping that Donald Trump is still ill and will get more ill. There are those out there that are. But besides that, you have two candidates who obviously have health issues. Trump is overweight and in his 70s, and whatever else might be the circumstances right now regarding his COVID diagnosis, it's not impossible that it could come back and something else could happen. We've seen it happen in other cases. It's not a guarantee one way or the other. I'm just saying. And certainly on the Biden side, okay, we suddenly had a lady come up. Okay, the sound is just turned on for the debate. We have a lady up there with her microphone. Don't make any noise. And please open your programs and take a look at some of the many people. Okay, so we're getting the opening going. You'd like to start with pentagram? Satan? Okay, well anyway, so I'm gonna pause or mute that for a minute so I can continue my point. Anyway, so one of the things that's not unreasonable to think about while watching this is that given Trump's situation, and certainly given Biden's situation, which has been a concern for, the whole time, one or both of these people is conceivably up to become president in the near future, depending on how things hash out. Now, I think concerns lean more towards Kamala, given Biden's advanced age compared to Trump, and obvious medical issues.
What?
I know. People, I know I'm going out on a limb here, but between his cognitive issues, his wandering mind, his physical state, and so on, Kamala Harris, if Joe Biden wins the election, okay, is that the candidates coming out? No, it's not. No, it's just two guys. And they're not wearing masks, by the way. They're not wearing masks. Oh, my God. They're not even social distancing. They were within 6 feet of each other, guys. Oh, my God. Anyway, the possibility that Kamala Harris could become president within the first I'm betting if Biden wins, I'm guessing within the first 6 months. That's my guess. It's a bet as to whether or not Biden is able to maintain his duties beyond that in my head.
Yeah.
But either way, Kamala Harris could easily become she'd be elected vice president technically, but become president of the United States. And so her performance here, given how many other public appearances she's made recently, which isn't many, might be one of the only times we actually get to see her in a presidential setting prior to the election of any note.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that situation is what it is. The thing that's going to really annoy me is, obviously talking about his health has been pretty much labeled as conspiracy theory, people trying to, right-wing bullshit. But probably less than a few months after he gets in, immediately the media is going to shift over to, should we worry about Biden's health? And they're going to inch up to it. And maybe Biden's health should be a concern to Biden's health is definitely a concern. It might be time for Kamala to take over, to flat out Biden's not fit. And it's just gonna happen so naturally. And they're going to pretend like this is some new thing that they came up with, that they just thought of, that nobody else said beforehand. And people are just going to pretend like that was the case. And I'm going to be pissed the whole time.
I'm more thinking of the Chris Cillizza, and the Chris Cillizza move would be, 3 months into the Biden presidency, it becomes obvious he's got problems, and then Chris Cillizza comes out with one of his the point things, and it's like, Biden's health has been a concern for some time. I'll be like, fuck you, Chris Cillizza.
It is.
I'll be like, go to hell. Like, oh yeah, you were totally there the whole time with that issue, weren't you, Chris? Yeah.
Yeah, the chat is saying that Fox's stream is pretty low. It kind of is. Actually.
Is it? You mean as far as volume?
Yeah, their volume's kind of low. Doesn't it seem like?
Sounds fine to me. Of course, the guy doesn't have the microphone up to his face, so. Oh, they're talking about mask policing in the audience now. Your ticket is canceled. That means they're going to take you out. You'll be sleeping with the fishes. I don't know. If the guy was actually holding the microphone up to his mouth, maybe we'd actually hear something better. But I can hear him. We beg you, don't take off your masks. As the two of us stand within 6 feet of each other without masks on.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah. I mean, you and your partner on the stage there, Buckaroo, walked within 6 feet of each other, actually right next to each other out onto the stage. You're not wearing masks. And we were just told not too long ago, our English is the most spitting language there is, so you're probably infecting everybody in the audience right now.
You showering the whole crowd.
That's you. You. This is going to be a tremendous evening. Yes. Yeah. Froggy says, please invite PolyDub. Is Poly here? I'm happy to have Poly on. But if Poly's not on, then I guess Poly gone.
Aha. Shut up.
And now our co-chairman's coming up. Another non-mask wearing individual who just infected his partner there.
He's a member of the board.
The board. I remember the board. As the newest co-chair, even though I'm the oldest one on the stage. Mm-hmm. I wish they were giving us a countdown clock so I could tell people like where we're at, but we're just listening to Silverback up here. Mm-hmm. Cybersecurity.
That might help if you keep like saying words that he's saying at that moment and like every now and then.
Well, that's all I can do in the absence of a clock. All I can do is just trying to repeat the stuff. The American electorate. Also, the Advent. Sponsored debate-wise. Okay. That's the best I can do in trying to talk. Let's see.
Stupid.
Let me check something here real quick. Okay. Those who agree, those who disagree. Hear each other's opinions. Debate Watch 2020. Okay, Polly, if you want to come on, I sent you the link. Carrying out abroad? That's no way to treat a lady.
I mean, in some places it is. You should carry them.
Oh, I suppose. All right. Yeah, for those of you listening without the debate feed playing, this is going to be long periods of quiet from us as we listen and then respond. So I highly recommend finding a copy of this if you're listening in the future, obviously. Surprisingly, and I'm not complaining at all, surprisingly, the previous debate streams, even after the actual night of the event, have been getting views and relatively popular. So I assume people are following along, which I appreciate. Let's see. Nobody cares about Tanisha. Sorry.
I was just about to say, does anybody give a single fuck what he's talking about?
No, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. Thank you, Shrouded Angel. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Well, I don't know. And I didn't learn anything today from my TEDx on the subject. So, but you'll have to watch that separately because, boy, that was an examination of that lady's psyche, wasn't it? Mm-mm. Dude, nobody has heard of your organization before tonight. We're not going to hear about it after tonight. Nobody cares. Dr. Ruth Watkins. Oh, President of the University of Utah. Are they in Utah? I don't even know. I assume so. Yeah, I guess the university has to like stroke each other off. Oh, now she's wearing a mask. Now she's taking it off. But the other guys weren't wearing masks. Hi.
I am shiny as fuck.
Yeah, damn, she really needs some powder on her face. I'm blinded by her cheekbones. Why even bother having those people on the stage with you? You're just risking their lives. Don't you understand? This is the first time that Utah has had an election debate? Really? In the entire history of the country. They've never had, wow, okay. Oh, what? Oh, stunning outdoor vistas for crying. Are you the Chamber of Commerce or something?
Can somebody get this leather ass lady off the stage?
Are you also the president of the tourism board? Oh.
Please spend your money here.
Thank you, Iverson Gatorix. Ironically, Kamala Harris is the only one on that stage who has ever condemned a black man to a state of slavery. She called Biden a segregationist. Yeah, I'm going to be curious to know if Pence will bring up her earlier criticism of her potential boss in the wonderful world of race.
It was a debate!
It was a debate! It was a debate! It doesn't matter, it was a debate! Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed to say anything as long as it's a debate.
Yeah, when they come to the subject of racial tension in America, you'd be like, well, I'm curious to know what kind of racial tension was worked out between Senator Harris and Vice President Biden after she called him a racist. MacArthur Fellow. Oh, Professor LD, sure. United in purpose. Well, if it isn't an otter.
Hello.
Hello, otter.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I think he's broken.
No one can hear me?
We can hear you, but I assume you're on a delay or something, because if you can hear us, we're not hearing you very quickly.
What?
Okay. When I say hello back, all right?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. You're not that bad. How's it going?
This is going all right. What the fuck?
I don't know. I can't tell. You weren't saying anything.
This is why I never streamed with you.
Well, I'm happy it's at least happening for the first time. I mean, come on. It had to happen eventually.
Feels like the first time. All right. Well, Polly, thank you for coming on in short notice.
Well, thank you for having me. I mean, I was just hanging out watching the state of the Republic.
Well, by popular demand from the chat, you are here, thankfully. So now, as we listen to this lady drone on about absolutely nothing, and I mute it for a moment, what are your thoughts on? Okay, so what do you think Kamala has to do to trump Pence tonight?
I see what you did there.
Brr.
Actually, I think you guys made a number of good points. I don't know. I think we're kind of like-minded on this. Kamala has to keep it about Trump. Like, you are Trump's surrogate here. I'm arguing with nice guy, perpetual smirking smile Trump guy. That's what it has to be about. Your president killed all these people. Your president is a racist, and by extension, you're a racist. At an opportune moment, I would bring up conversion therapy if I were her.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, she's ready. I mean, after what Tulsi did to her, I think she's got the long knife in the background waiting. You know, like it.
Maybe, but I mean, she hasn't been tested really since Tulsi on a really assertive or aggressive response. Now,
amen.
Now, of course, those adjectives are not things that I would attribute to Mike Pence in any particular way. But given the situation, I'm wondering if Pence might not be able to get across some very polite aggression against her. And of course, just corner her with the facts on her own record.
Well, and that was said right there. I think Satsu said that. It absolutely. For Pence, if I was being paid to give the advice, it would be, look, you have to make it about her and her record. Absolutely bring up, how could you call this guy a racist and then want to work from? Well, it was just a debate. And that tells everybody in the American polity what to think about your moralizing. Arguments of opportunity.
If I was Pence, here's how I'd frame it. Be like, Senator Harris and I are both exceedingly fortunate to be in the position that we're in now, to serve our country, and if the worst came to it, have to take the ultimate responsibility for our country. So it is not irresponsible of us as American citizens, myself included, to be curious to know how Senator Harris is going to handle the kinds of situations that we find ourselves in today. And the only way we can know that is by looking at her past performance in public service. So what I would say, and then go like that, be like, put the onus on her. It's like, this is her job interview, not only for the vice presidential spot, but conceivably for the presidential spot. And this is the only time that there'll be any kind of actual like query of her on these issues. So if he makes it about that, if he makes it a referendum about her doing a job interview, whereas everything about Pence himself doesn't really matter, and everything about the Trump administration has been done to death, if he can put the spotlight on her, I mean, now obviously it could go two different ways. It's a gamble because if they put the spotlight on her and she completely shines through, well, you've just given her a big oomph. But if you frame it within cornering her on her record, and the inconsistencies in what she said in the past, what she's doing now, her lack of experience on foreign affairs. I mean, if she might be president, these are things you're going to have to find out about. Like, what has she got to bring to the table?
God, you see the crypt keeper there? Holy shit.
Yeah, the lady. Okay, so the lady's leaving the stage. We have someone else walking up to the microphone. Welcome. And congratulations, you've scored the most exclusive tickets. Actually, I'm pretty sure Hamilton's got a lot, but
Thanksgiving's right around the corner. You better be careful there, turkey gobbler.
yeah. Does her green wristband mean that she's like not infected?
That's a good question, actually. We see, I mean, the lady in the flower dress has one, but I don't see one on anyone else.
Well, we just had the guy come out and tell everybody that the mask police are going to come and take you away if you're not wearing your mask. And yet the lady who was just at the podium and now this lady both crossed each other on the stage without masks on. So ask you for your silence. No. Oh, no booze.
But I take my boo with me everywhere I go.
I will make this one quick point. If Kamala Harris is smart, like, and we're talking on a real politique, dirty level here, right? Yeah. It's continue to do what you've been doing, but amp it up on a, I'm rubber, you're glue. Everything needs to be deflection for her if she wants to be conniving and coy about it, right? Yeah. So, you have a lack of experience. We know what to think of the experience of your administration, sir. 200,000 dead American, like everything is a reflection, everything.
Yeah,
we've already seen that in the Democratic debates that she got her Democratic training when it comes to not answering questions. Like,
I mean, we saw Biden do it. I think that she is going to pursue the same tactic. To me, it's going to be a question of how adept. We're going to have Pence being you're making a point out of it, how you have nothing to say other than hurling insults and turning that against her. We'll see. It's
also incumbent, at least ideally, on the moderator to hold their feet to the fire to answer the questions posed to them.
Mm-hmm. Follow the Wallace model.
Oh God, I don't know who's moderating this thing. I guess it's this lady here, whoever she is, but. She better if she asks a question, get them to give an answer or confirm that they've decided not to answer. That's the one thing I wish more moderators would do is allow the person to answer, give them an opportunity. It's like, well, that doesn't answer the question. Have them follow up and then just follow up with, okay, so you've decided not to answer the question. Moving on, like something like that.
Absolutely, I completely agree because what's the threat?
Right.
Why answer the question if there's no consequence to not answering the question?
Exactly. All right. So we cut to an outside shot of the venue, I'm assuming here, Kingbury Hall. I wish Fox News had a countdown timer. They don't. So again, guys, if you're watching this live with us, you're going to have to at some point pause your live stream of the debate until we catch up with where you are, because we're on a delay of some amount, depending on where you are in the world and your internet connection.
Should have set up a riff tracks like thing in 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's what we did. That's what we did the last one. Is they had a little clock in the middle. I could say we are hitting the 2-minute mark right now, and so you know exactly. But Fox News isn't doing that, and I don't know why. And we have our plexiglass walls, which are apparently useless according to the experts, but they're there anyway. So whatever.
In my maniacal imagination, Pence makes Kamala Harris so angry that she actually rushes him and bounces off the plexiglass.
Oh man,
a boy can dream.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious. She takes her earrings and shit. Like,
in chat, for those of you wondering, Monkey's not here tonight. He wasn't feeling well. That's why we're on my channel tonight. And Polly has graciously agreed to come on and sit in.
I appreciate the invitation. I'm only hearing through my right ear because my left ear is plugged with my ongoing vertigo things. But whatever.
Now you don't need stereo for this stuff.
Right.
So we're just waiting for the final countdown, guys. It's the final countdown.
So,
How many as a woman questions you think Kamala's got?
Oh, I don't know.
as a person of color, therefore speaking on behalf of Hispanics, because we're really trying to bring that vote over considering recent polls.
I imagine the moderator will frame a question like that. Like
Have a nice softball tour on it?
As the first female vice presidential candidate in a major party election, how does it, et cetera, something like that. Yeah. I could see them throwing her something in that realm. Okay, guys, we're just waiting for something more official to tell us that the debate is starting. The camera is zooming in on the stage.
Final behind the scene bumps,
Very faint talk in the background of something, who knows what. Let's see, what else? I don't know. We're just kind of waiting. It's hurrying up and waiting. So exciting, guys.
I'm gonna close chat here and then pop out chat from your stream.
Yeah. I've got one tiny window with the debate going. I've got the other window with the control room for the stream, so I can keep an eye on things. And I got the chat on the far side. This is what I do since I only have the one monitor, because I'm a cheapo like that.
I dream of the 3-monitor display one day.
Oh, did you see Weibo's setup?
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. Man. Jelly.
Peanut butter and jealous. Let's see. Vera Vashon says, where's the bingo card for this? Oh, I don't have one. And because we can't pause the stream, which is what the convenience of a TEDx talk, bingo cards are tough to do. If you guys want to have a bingo card and follow at home, by all means, I didn't think to pull one up this time around.
It's yeah, I just remember. I'm glad you volunteered to do the stream tonight, because I wouldn't have been able to do it actually.
Oh, what's that? Oh, because of your internet stuff?
Well, no, because of the OBS.
Oh,
yeah, I would have to play the audio, or else you guys wouldn't be heard.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Convenience there is. All right, they're already late by 2 minutes. Thereabouts.
Frosted Glass asks if I got any sleep. 3 hours. I got 3 hours of unrestful sleep. Thank you for asking.
Oh boy, 3. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm in a bout of insomnia. Whatever.
That sucks.
Well, like I've said, caffeine and insomnia create a wonderful nexus of productivity. So,
well, Pence's voice might put you to sleep. So,
yeah. Well, I wish I had some of what he has, man. It makes you rethink religious conviction. As calm as that guy rolls, holy shit!
Yeah, he's the polar opposite in attitude from his boss, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what's taking him so long. Did somebody forget their mask? I wonder if the mask police took one or both of the candidates off the stage. Said nope, you're not allowed.
I've said this before, and it's I don't know, Scribe, you may have seen it, or Satsu from online. You know how the debate people in undergrad studies, they take Robert's Rules deadly seriously. That's scripture to them, and the organization of it. I'm not even kidding when I say I would much rather see a freshman debate team host a presidential or vice presidential debate rather than news entertainers.
Oh yeah.
It should be far more restrictive. I prefer some Oxford-style debate or something like that, where it's you've got timers, this is it, and there's no bleeding over, and you get to speak, the next person gets to speak, and no crosstalk there shall be unless it's ordered in some fashion. And the ability to cut off mics. Why Chris Wallace didn't at least have that possibility available to him and warn them ahead of time? I don't know. I mean, here we go. We're focusing in on the moderator. Good evening from the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. Welcome to the first only vice presidential debate of 2020. Okay, so we were starting, guys. So that's where we're at. I'm Susan Page. I'm saying those words effectively in time with her. So that's your markers as best as I can give you. In Kingsbury Hall tonight.
Excuse me.
Socially distant audience. Extra precautions. Among other things, everyone in the audience is required to wear a face mask.
A McFace mask?
A McFace mask. I'm trying to talk over her, and it's screwing up my... I mean, McDonald's sells face masks at this point, don't they?
I'd be surprised if they didn't.
If they don't have McFace masks, they should.
You're getting a Happy Meal.
Please welcome California Senator Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence. And we have applause. And here comes Kamala. Here comes Mike.
She's got the all black Hillary Clinton pantsuit on. She's ready for action, yo.
Yeah, she's wearing all black in grief for the 200,000 people that have died.
Man, Mike Pence looked like a walking eraser, man. I don't know what is up with his head.
Thank you, Understatement. Polly, longtime listener. I'd love to chat about politics, comics, and your intriguing relationship with Black culture. How would we get in contact?
DMs? I think my Twitter DMs are open again. I can't remember.
All right.
Hit me up on Twitter and say, hi, I asked about this to get in contact. I'll remember.
All right. Okay. Recovering it for everyone afflicted coronavirus. All right. Ground rules. Oh, good. I really hope you do a better job than Chris Wallace. Ooh, that's unlike the last one where the topics were at least known. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If only Wallace had that down, yeah.
No Wallacing.
Good. Good. All of this, Chris Wallace should be ashamed right now.
She's about to embarrass him, dude.
Well, okay, no, actually, I should take it back. All three of the participants from the first debate should be ashamed because basically she's telling us right here, you guys are all children. All right. Mm-hmm.
Man, Kamala look ready, boy.
But she's been practicing.
Oh, yeah. How do you answer that?
Well, they say they have a plan. They've said they've had a plan for a long time, so I want to hear what the plan is.
Applause for applause.
I wouldn't.
There you go. Second sentence, she got into it. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
You better pick up the pace, girl. You got 2 minutes.
I was about to say, when are we going to hear about you? Here's the thing.
This is all part of her plan, guys. Remember, that was the question.
Right. The question was, what is your plan? What is the Biden administration going to do that Trump hasn't or can't?
Exactly.
And he can come back and say, well, you know, we're doing everything we can, and obviously the Biden campaign has no plan because she didn't articulate any. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Without interruption, Scribe will love that. I know, right? He didn't say it was a hoax. You're lying. Okay, what's yours?
Do you?
Okay, all right. What's mine? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? That's not a plan.
Holy shit, lady. That was vague niceties, not a plan.
You could have written a Hallmark card with that. You're done. You're done. Shut up. Purportedly. Thank you, Piccolo. February never existed, guys. Yeah. What's our population?
Especially population density.
Yes.
Don't bring that in.
Why is our Pence is going to devoid this completely. You're not answering the question, Mike. Say population and population density, Mike. That's really all you have to say. Thank you, Sanguine. Almost every word she said was wrong. It isn't airborne. It is droplet, which means it can temporarily suspend in the air, which is very different. Well, we have to listen to the experts, guys. She's an expert. Oh, wait, no, she's not. Mike, you're not answering the question. You're not answering the question, Mike. Mike, I know you feel you have to respond to the accusations. I get it, but this is not a point counterpoint deal. You answer the question. Wow.
Oh,
Damn. Still not answering the question, Mike, but that's funny. And bringing up plagiarism with Biden, man, I tell you what.
Mm.
January 28th. What about closing the borders, Kamala?
you made this point already.
Yeah.
No, cut her the fuck off.
Cut her off. Yeah. I was speaking. Well, that was the evidence you could argue why he was trying to keep people calm.
Because the Democrats were riling them up.
Kamala, you're not following the rules. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Ooh. Yeah, shut up. Susan, step in, Susan. Susan, don't be Chris Wallace light. Come on. Come on,
Oh
Susan.
my God, stop him.
Susan. Thank you, Expo Hotep. How can we both not have been told about the virus and panic brought toilet paper? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Mike. Thank you, Sanguine. So Kamala just painted the picture that there already being a panic powder keg, and she is pissed no one tossed a match into it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that very good point.
And why is nobody making up the point? It's like, well, they knew as of this date. Yeah. And Democratic leadership and the Democratic controlled House, including Speaker Pelosi, had the exact same information. They're the legislature. What did they do about it other than mealy mouth and point at, well, the president's not doing anything? You had the exact same information. What legislation did you put forth?
John Miller, thanks so much. What the hell are with these pointed questions? Well, she's trying to get pointed answers, and almost to a 1 at this point, they've dodged them. Oh, God.
Nobody cares. Shut up.
Susan, rein it in. Cut their mics. You're not enforcing anything, Susan. They're being politely running over you, but they're running over you. Not even for $1 million.
Pence credit. He seems very skillful at talking over someone, with not sounding like he is at all.
Oh, God. Susan, you've lost control already. You're ceding your podium, Susan. And they know that you will. Oh, boy. Well, you wouldn't have shut down the economy and businesses, Kamala? What were you going to do? So you were going to let the businesses stay open? You weren't going to like tell places to shut down? You would have disagreed with governors who tried to do that? Too much of the people.
Quit talking about the value you have of life and for the economy. Miss, I'm going to keep slave labor going through fucking prisons as if you give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, they're stupid. Ah. You'd be the first in line, not the American people? Oh. Thank you, Sanguine. They did worse than nothing, Polly. As late as February and March, Pelosi and her ilk were telling people to go to restaurants and large gatherings. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, no, you're not wrong. You're absolutely right. And let's go down to Chinatown and enjoy the dim sum. You know, you're right.
Thank you, Chicago Mike. Bring in Joe Rogan. If only. If only. Oh, here we go. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. No, Mike! Mike! God damn it, Mike. Oh, God. Stop it, Mike. Don't write checks you can't cash, Mike. Answer the fucking question.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Mike, answer the fucking question, would you? Jesus.
Yeah, you made the hard call. Move on to the conversation with Trump real fast.
Yeah, talk about... Dude, if you don't answer this question, you are closing the door to criticize her on her answer. Oh, God. Oh, I don't want to go back to 2000. Oh, God. Okay, H1N1 is a great thing to bring up. You should have brought it up when they're talking about a plan. You should have brought it up when you were talking about Biden's plan. You didn't. You had the door open and you didn't. This is not the time.
Susan, remind him of the question. Come on.
Oh, God. You could have brought this up when you were criticizing them for plagiarism, but you didn't.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, you're done. You didn't even answer the question.
Yeah, you lost a big chance there, man.
You did. You've got... Oh, stop it, Mike. You screwed it. All right, let's see if she answers it.
Hello, kids.
Yeah. Hello, fellow kids. Remember Zoom? Hey, I also use AOL Instant Messenger. I don't care about your mother.
Yeah, let's hear about Joe Biden and his pudding breaks. Come on.
I don't care about your mother or her immigration status. What did you talk to the potential president about? The guy who's going to be 78 and whose mind is rotting in his head right now. Oh, God. Don't care. What?
Really? Was he forced to go on busing like you poor child? It was the oppressed one.
So you were raised to be a racist too, is what you're saying.
No, wait. You were raised to have a KKK member as a mentor? You were raised with the values of 180 years ago?
Well, slave owning family, allegedly. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Sanguine. If her answer isn't, yep, day one, he is stepping down and I am taking over, she is BSing. Okay, you know what? You're not answering the question either. Okay, whatever criticism I had for Mike, go straight to you. You're not answering the question. Not answering the question. Susan, tell them and remind the public they're not answering the question. They're choosing to avoid answering the questions. Both of them.
That would give Susan all the cred right there. If she said, I asked that question and both of you declined to answer, we'll move on to the next one. That would be...
Dude, halfway through this, if she just sat back and said, well, that was 30 minutes of no questions being answered.
Yeah. Okay, that's not the question, Kamala. Richo says, Scribe, you seem surprised they ain't answering questions. I'm cynical enough to understand they won't, but I'm idealistic enough to expect and hope that they will. If they're being serious.
Well, this is a little bit different, though, because even in the presidential debate, some questions were answered, or they would dance around the answer or give like a piece of the answer and then talk about something else. They are literally ignoring everything she's saying to them.
No. Well, he's talking to the faithful. Within the boundaries of privacy. You're not answering the question again, but okay. Oh, God. I think I might have a movement if you continue this way. Yeah, because it really means something. Oh, for God's sakes. What?
Here's the question I
Okay.
Kill me.
But now, so far, neither one of them has outshone the other on answering questions or transparency.
Yes.
Horse shit. He has not been Biden's been transparent. Did you take a cognitive test, sir? What are you, a junkie? Oh, for God.
What the fuck is this? Oh, my.
Oh, fuck me.
Hey, I think I might be sick, too. I don't know if I can.
Are you sick in bed, Satsu?
I think I. Oh, God.
Okay, well, has Joe Biden taken a cognitive abilities test, Kamala? Okay, yeah. Thank you, Chicago Mike. How to avoid answering a question debate. I'll tell you what, neither of these two people are impressing me whatsoever as being serious about what they're doing there. I mean, you could at least answer the questions with some spin to them, but you're not even doing that. Thank you, Snowbirth. Joe is such a cliche Republican debater. He thinks 50 people without answering the question. You mean Joe or do you mean Mike? He's honest? Really? So when somebody asks him if he's taken a cognitive skills test, he then goes, you're a junkie.
What about his educational history? He was super honest about that, if I remember correctly.
Again.
What about his ultra corrupt son and pretending deliberately that they're talking about his hero dead son? Well, that's being honest and transparent, right? And answering things forthrightly. Right?
I thought this was going to be easier. It's not.
I thought this was going to be about health. Now we're talking about the economy.
You know what, though? He's going to get hit hard for this because he's doing the same shit that Trump was doing. Kamala has been doing pretty good at stopping when it's her time. And I think that's her plan here.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Oh, she is not going to answer this.
Oh, hell no, she ain't answering this.
That's not the question. That's not the... I know I'm going to be a broken record on this. It is so frustrating.
This is a waste of time. This is a complete waste of time. We might as well just do Lords in the Night.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I was reading this
waste of
article
time.
over in the New York Post about this crazy Florida man who.
Thank you, Sanguine. We know because the same people that swore by the Russians hoax pissing on the beds of Russian hose pissing on the bed story told us so. Also, if taken as gospel, then he paid $750 income tax while donating 100% of his paycheck. Right. Now, you see, and here I have the same mentality about this as I do about a TEDx talk, is that I have to watch it. I have to listen. I don't want to live in abject ignorance of the stuff going on around me, right? Even if it's difficult, even if it's frustrating to listen to, I'm going to learn something one way or the other from this, even if it's the thinnest of silver linings that I come out of this with something.
It's just embarrassing, man. And it's
Her answer to the question was, we're going to be a leader on the globe by investing in the American public, green energy, and research. You might as well just say blah, blah, blah. That was so vague and means nothing. How do you run a country this way with this lack of specifics? Go do things that have positive results. Now come back and tell me the results. What the fuck?
Well, here's the thing, and I keep thinking about this. It's like, okay, let's say right now we were time traveled 4 months into the future or whatever, and Biden's won the election, and Kamala's being asked this question, and this is her answer, and then Biden is out of action the next day, and then she has to be president and run things on his plan. She can't answer the question.
yeah.
Thank you, Chicago Mike. It's 8:30 time, MSS News. Yeah. Oh, God. Uh-huh. Yep.
If Harris was smart, she'd cut in here real fast and say, well, thank you for congratulating Barack Obama on all of the economic plans that he put into action that you reap the benefits of. Now, as for the economy, you've destroyed, as if he's personally responsible for COVID.
Right.
You know, that would be the good move.
I am not looking forward to the uncontrolled section.
Is there an uncontrolled section of this?
I think so. They said the 2 minutes with the uninterrupted part, and then just like the free form after, right?
I think it's like you get 2 minutes to respond, 2-minute rebuttal, and move on to the next question and that kind of thing, and try to keep it to like 10 minutes per section or whatever.
You're speaking in the past. She said, should Americans be braced for an economic downturn in the future? What?
In a Pickle said, all pointed questions go to Pence. Nope. She asked her, Kamala, a pointed question about the plan of the economy and the tax plan, and she didn't answer it. So I'll give the moderator at least credit for not letting him up, at least on the subject matter, but she's really rolling over on the responses.
Economic surrender to China.
Now, he's not off on that completely.
All right, chat. Here's the moment where we all talk about what we've learned so far. Go. What did you learn? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay.
Just stop talking.
Yeah, stop, dude. Just stop. Be polite.
Dude, all the highlight reels are going to be showing this right here. That what just happened? That's all the highlight reels are going to be. Him not shutting the fuck up.
Oh,
Shit.
She's used to being a prosecutor, isn't she?
Huh?
I talk, you shut up, witness.
She just ceded to him.
Yep. With her evil cackly smile.
Oh.
Is he only going to repeal part of it?
Oh. Okay.
just maneuvered her into asking for permission to talk. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh my
It's-
God. How dare he?
That hashtag mansplaining.
What coattails did you ride to get your job?
Whose success? Joe Biden.
We don't want to talk about what she rode to get her jobs.
I know. That is not his fault, though. You want to give credit to Obama's programs before Trump came in? Fine. You have an argument there. To try to credit Trump with the failure of the economy in the face of a pandemic that you guys would have no plan to address at all? Give me a break. Well, are you going to socialize medicine? If you guys find a way to make sure no one goes bankrupt for hospital bills ever again, you might have my vote just on that alone. Mm-hmm.
It is very important, but shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, he wrote to me. I can talk now. Oh, now you're talking now to the moderator. Oh, please.
Yeah, she did it to the moderator. Ouch.
Oh, the moderator. Well, I'll tell you what. Susan's been an absolute bowl over on this one. They're coming for you. Wow.
She did make the smart move of you were riding the coattails of the Obama administration. Except that was the smart claim. It was. I'll give her credit for that. But
Oh.
he's not wrong on Biden
Yep.
being extremely soft on Chinese economic expansion. He's not wrong. That is Biden.
A perfect segue. Thank you, Sanguine. 2016, Biden and Obama, quote, what Trump is saying is impossible. 2017, 2020, after Trump did it, quote, he was just riding our wave, unquote.
Yeah.
How you knew it was impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, he needed a magic wand, remember? We can't just do this.
Hotter and wetter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way.
I got hiccups now. Dang it. Uh-huh.
Wonder if she can.
Fracking.
Fracking. Yeah. Right, by the way, you remember fracking? What about those places where they they turn on their kitchen faucet and they can light the water on fire
Oh, holy shit.
because of fracking nearby? Okay, Mike, stop, Mike. Mike, stop. Stop, Mike. Mike. Mike, shut up. Ah. Susan, stop being such a weak woman.
Ouch.
No, I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, Kamala.
Watch her dodge this like Neo.
Mhm.
This is
He will not ban fracking. Okay. So the environmentalist just got pissed off at you. No, he hasn't. He hasn't been. You're not answering the. God damn it. Come on.
Everyone knows who Moody's is.
Moody. What does Moody's have to do with forest management or climate change, Kamala? What does that got to do with the Green New Deal and Joe Biden saying that he would and then he wouldn't?
I thought they said they were going to turn their fucking mics off when they keep talking.
Joe doesn't understand his own words. Is that Trump's fault or is that California's responsibility?
Okay, the farmers in Iowa, the forests, and the candlestick maker and the cobbler. Are you supporting the Green New Deal as your basic backbone of your plan or not? That was the question.
Oh, for crying out. Well, okay, speaking of websites, Biden says one thing, your website says the other. Which is it? They don't believe in science.
Bitch, you don't get to talk about questions that got asked until you answer one. Answer one. Just one question.
Existential threat. You can't quantify it? Well, how are you going to solve it?
Net
We
zero
will?
emissions by 2050?
What?
Are you planning on shifting us to an alternate reality? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, we haven't heard what the details of the plan is, so she can say whatever she wants, I guess. Oh, but then you took science off the webpage.
I have already checked out, by the way.
I'm still listening. It's just
I can hear them talking. I'm just
yeah.
Gee, you think CNN's gonna hop to fact checking her on all of this, on the Green New Deal? And
Well, did you see that? And we did this on the show like the night after the first debate. I pulled up the sheet on CNN's fact checking of Biden and CNN's fact checking of Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many items were on the Trump list?
a fuck ton.
19. You know how many items were on the Biden list? One.
No, it was like 2 or 3.
I was gonna say 4. How many was it?
There was one. There was only
One?
one thing on there they fact checked him on. At least at that time. If they changed it since then, but at the time it was just the one thing.
Well, no, because when we were talking about it, you said there was one at the start, but we ended up talking about 2 or 3. It was like 2 more that they had mentioned halfway through, but they didn't list them as separate ones. They just like checked him.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, they only checked him on one, but that's right. They only listed the one. He lost the trade war with China, so-called. There was no trade war.
Where are you pulling this from, other than your butt?
Did she just make that up?
I don't even know what she's referring to at this point.
There was a manufacturing recession?
There's not a manufacturing recession that I understand. I'm no economist, but clearly neither is she. What the fuck?
I've just never heard that before.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that one. They think about that all the time. Well, how are you going to solve that problem for them, Kamala? Uh-oh. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just tweeted something, guys.
Oh, what'd she say?
She said, fracking is bad, actually.
Ow.
Ooh.
To quote Trump, you just lost the left. You just lost the left.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Communist China. Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You pulled Obama out on her? Fuck.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, you made your points. Mike, move on, Mike. Mike. You had the ground. Now you're just taking too much. Shut up.
Even when he make good points, that right there completely shuts it all down.
Joe Biden is responsible for saving the auto industry.
Really?
Single-handedly? Really? Wow. When did that
Ask
happen?
the people in Michigan about that.
When does that happen?
That is quite fascinating.
What? Yeah. Climate change in North Korea? What? I missed something.
Our fundamental relationship with China. Here we go.
Oh, God damn it. Come on. Oh, Mike.
Well, he did. That's true.
That is true.
Oh! Okay. It was a good idea to not go on this little side tangent. Well done.
Now back to the question. Please.
Right.
Can we?
I picture she's just writing "fuck this guy" over and over again.
Yeah. She's trying, like, Pence is a poopy head.
Okay, now move on to commie China, man. Do it. Do it.
She's trying to think of all the family members she know of his that smoked weed before.
Your children better never visit California, Mr. Vice President. Oh, boy.
My God.
Amen.
Okay.
true.
That is true.
Amen.
That's true. No. Okay. All right, Mike. You made the point. Shush. Shush. Mike. Mike. Shush. Shut up.
Oh, this should be good.
She's not going to answer it. She's not going to answer it. No, yeah. Well, what?
How?
How? How? How? What?
What?
China. Talk about China. Is China... What? Good Christ. You want to be president of the United States? What is our relationship with China in your view? If you have to take the seat 3 days after the inauguration, what are people going to understand is your perspective on China as it relates to the United States? Go.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I really miss the people that they had moderating the Democratic debates. I'm really missing them right now.
Yeah.
Because that statement, like, okay, you just talk for 2 minutes, but I'll give you an extra 30 seconds to answer the question. Every time I heard that, I'm just like, I want to hug you. I want to go fucking hug you.
The moderator's completely dropping the ball here. She should be holding them to the fire and saying, you didn't answer the question, moving on. Something like that.
I'll give you one more chance to answer the question. Will you answer the question? No? Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah. Don't play soft with this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, their information may be valuable referentially later, but for the sake of the debate and what they're actually being asked, they need to be held to account for it.
Yeah. Now that you got the bullshit out, can you answer the question now? No? Okay, moving on.
What does that have to do with China? What does that have to do with China? Oh, for God's sake, you let them get away with it too? Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Not what Trump did, right?
Oh, my God. Oh, you think? Wow, gosh, thanks for that.
Foreign policy might sound complicated, but it's really just relationships. Wow. I've wasted years in grad school studying this stuff. If it's just about,
yeah, so all
men
those
are from Mars, women are from Venus. That could sum it all up, huh?
I was about to say all the poli-sci majors out there are just like slapping their foreheads right now. Oh, for God's sakes, you're not. She didn't ask you about Trump. She didn't ask you about Trump, did she? She asked you about you. What are you going to do? What's your outlook? What's your administration's outlook? Etc. Do you? Well, there's an oxymoron. Uh-huh. And it what effect did they have on the election in 2016?
Remember though, Trump is fear-mongering about the concept of interference or any type of fraud in the election process. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. But Russia interfered with it and he won.
When Romney brought up this exact same point, and you were there, Kamala, did you argue with him when Barack Obama, who you're so proud of, responded, "Hey, your foreign policy is from a decade past, let it go. Now all of a sudden you found a way to hitch that fucking Russia narrative to Trump, and all of a sudden Russia is the most dangerous enemy in the world? You've got to be fucking kidding me. Call her on it, Pence.
It's prostrating to the enemy. I mean, oh, sorry.
Oh, fuck you, Harris. In NATO, America was footing the bill entirely. And when no threat of America leaving, there's no reason that any of the partners should change their attitude or their funding amounts. You've got to be fucking kidding me. So the answer to the question of what's America's role is apparently to pay everyone's fucking bill.
Yep. Think Chicago Mike, foreign policy is like cliques in high school. Oh yeah, that's as simple as that. It really is. There's no other maneuvers or other mechanisms involved. No, it's just, just have like a buddy. It's your buddy. You got somebody you want to have a beer with. It's fine.
Yeah, it's about making friends, guys.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
when you look at it like that, it's really like, well, we don't want to anger China because maybe they'd think we were mean.
That's a good line, Chicago Mike, actually. So it's like cliques in high school. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I mean, well, that's what Kamala just told us. It's really not that complicated. That's what Biden has told us through her. It's not that complicated. Who? What?
Pence is so soft-spoken. I got to turn this up. Wow.
Well, yeah, like I say, attitude-wise, he's the polar opposite of his boss.
Interruption-wise, the motherfuckers are...
No, he's right up there. He's right up there with talking too much and interrupting, but he at least sounds kind when he's doing it.
Well, maybe they're talking too much. I don't think I've heard him actually interrupt her yet. I think they both were pretty even there.
He cut her off a couple times when he was like, I have to say something. That's just not true. That kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well...
Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. No, don't do that. Oh, God. Don't you talking about politicizing the lives of American citizens? What did you just do? What did you just do, Mike? Come on.
They should have said...
Okay, shush. Oh, Christ. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, boy.
Susan, you need to have a mic cutoff button. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up. Well, thank goodness for that at least.
A snarky quip does not make up for allowing people to run roughshod over the rules.
Thank you, Sanguine. He trusted other people over our intelligence agencies. The intelligence agencies are currently under investigation for malfeasance. Now, there's that too. President Obama. Start with Soleimani. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Do you want to bring this up right now, Kamala?
Yeah, this was a dumbass subject to bring up.
Wow. Oh, my God. And you got recording. We got recordings of Biden saying something. Oh, is that what he said? You were there? You got evidence of this? Okay, well, that's fair game, relatively, because you've been recorded saying that.
I'm back.
Welcome back. You missed so much.
I bet.
Donald Trump is a meanie head. He said mean things about people that are either partially true or actually true, depending. Meanie.
It's so frustrating.
I can't wait until the fact checking from CNN tomorrow. It's going to be entertaining.
Or lack thereof, right?
That's the other thing too. That's partially why I want to watch this, is in order to at least have some reference in my head for when CNN decides to start fact checking things.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden never did what? Oh. 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 No. Jesus Christ, are you bartering now? Susan, put your foot down. Either he's, oh, for God's sakes.
Either you agree to the 15 seconds or you don't get a response. Period. She ain't got no backbone.
Good God, Susan. Okay, you're not Chris Wallace, but you might actually be worse. Oh God, just shut up! Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, you're not enforcing him, Susan. Susan, you have done a poor job. Susan. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. Oh, good Christ. Anyways. Oh, for God's sakes, dude. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fucking around, but with her accusations, it's tough to not want to respond to that. That was...
It is true. Well, I mean, because Susan's not moderating things correctly, she allows these guys to open up doors to things that are legitimate things that the other person should have a chance to respond to.
Agreed.
By not keeping them on task, by not enforcing them, or at least penalizing them when they don't answer a question correctly or answer the question at all, she's opening the door to this.
Yeah. When you open a can of worms and allow someone to attack the other person, then they feel the need to respond justly so. Well, there's your problem. You let them open that can.
Well, if anybody was pushing the narrative that maybe if we had a female moderator, then these things wouldn't have happened. She is not really representing them.
It's got nothing to do with that. It's got everything to do with setting the rules and having consequences for not following them. Being able to turn off the microphone, setting a time limit, and expecting them to hold them to it. That's really all there is to it. They didn't learn anything from the Chris Wallace thing. I thought at the beginning of this, I thought they had. The way that Susan was talking, I thought maybe the lessons have been learned, and we're gonna do this the right way. Nope. You're not talking about the abortion issue, Mike. Why don't you let Judge Barrett stand up for herself at the committee hearing, Mike, and answer the question? Oh, boy. Okay, Mike, you fucked it, Mike. Stop. Shut up. Shut up! God, this is frustrating.
It won't be, but anyway.
It won't be, but whatever. Are you? Oh, okay.
Practicing Catholic who's full on in support of abortion on demand. Sure, makes sense.
Yeah, so then Joe Biden is against contraception? Yeah, thanks. Come on, let me do that. Irrelevant.
A little more than
None of this is about fucking religion, and you know it. It's about the fucking political decisions that they're going to make as conservatives. That's what you're concerned about.
That's what that. Has nothing to do with anything. They already have. They already have filled the seat in the White House, and you're in your
That's not
job.
what the law says, and you know it.
Look, let the American people fill that seat. But if we don't,
Right?
Russia did it.
No, it's like Scribe said. The seats are already been filled. And like Trump argued, it's not like the position gets weaker and weaker the closer it gets to the end. No, the decision making happens right up until January 20th. So fuck off.
You're not talking about the good Christ. Okay, 210,000 people died from the pandemic. Okay, I'm not certain that that's actually true in the long run, but we'll find out eventually. Tell us about the life of unborn children. That is the question being posed to you.
Come on, like, fuck, man, I got an abortion last night.
For pre-existing conditions, we're talking about your position on abortion in California being unfettered. What the fuck, lady?
I heard nothing but Roe v. Wade will be turned over when Alito was put into place. I heard nothing but Roe v. Wade will be turned over when Roberts was put into place. Here we are.
Kavanaugh
too. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, but no. Once Amy gets in there, man. Oh, on day one.
Yeah. It's like that dude trying to shoot free throws, misses 38 in a row, and then makes one. He's like, first try.
That's right.
Like, no, it's not how that works.
That's fair. Specifically, you're not going to get it. Not from this guy, not from her. It's not going to happen. Specifics.
They need to just let a comedian do this.
Let's see. No one nowhere wants a sink. Well, it's Mike Pence. I couldn't be more proud to be vice president to a president. The sanctity of human life. I'm pro-life. I don't apologize for that. Okay. And that was me repeating Mike Pence for any of those who want to clip later. That's not me saying that.
Clip that shit.
Clip that shit. That's my position on it. Now, if you actually want to know my position on those things, put a question into my anniversary announcement video on my channel, because I'll be answering those on Sunday with my Ask Me Anything stream. Shameless plug.
It's your channel. I think you're allowed to plug yourself.
That's right. That's right.
Zombie Teddy says, who's winning? No.
I mean, we'll talk when it's over. I got a question for the group here, I guess.
We're watching a debate between him and Kamala. It's 100% about Trump, and the moderator is spineless. So
yeah, there's that too. Yeah, it's a less chaotic debate than the last one, relatively speaking.
Yeah,
but
hold it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Answer it.
Okay, good.
What's it?
Oh, you're so happy. Answer the question.
I'm speaking. Okay.
I have to speak the answer. 1864. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, and that Republican took all your slaves away, Democrats. Bet you that burns.
Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter. That was him. That was his prerogative as president. The very power that gave Lincoln the prerogative to not do that is the same power Trump has to do the prerogative of making that decision. You nutbag.
What a fucking idiot.
That is the weakest freaking argument.
And she was excited to say
She was so happy. She's like, let me give you his. I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm prepared for this. I'm going to sound like an idiot.
Dumbass shit. Oh my God.
Nice.
Yep.
Pence brought nice.
Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Yes, Mike. What are you laughing at? There's nothing funny here. Wow.
Yeah, talk about it.
Do it.
I'm about to. Warm it up, Chris.
So you should be able to answer.
Answer the question. Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about the Supreme Court. Yeah. Purely ideological? Uh-huh. Oh.
What? I'm done.
What?
I'm done.
Oh,
I am finished. Satsu's done.
I got nothing.
Satsu's done.
Nothing.
Wow.
Satsu gives. I quit. I am muting this. I don't hear nothing else. I'm done. That did it for me.
Hey, you know, that's the most effective exchange so far.
Done.
And at least Mike held her to like she never answered the question. Susan should have been doing that. Uh-huh.
After knocking on the door.
Yep. Neighbors did. Talk about the neighbors who did hear it. Okay, never mind. Because they were being shot at. Yes. Right. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Thank you, Shoehorn of Plenty. 5 Ds of dodgeball, dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure her looks are really relevant here. Nostos Logia says, brings up race for no reason, Scribe. Yeah, no, if I had the TEDx bingo card out.
When cornered and unable to answer, bring up race or gender or whatever.
That was the weakest possible comeback to the question, are you going to pack the court? That was so bad. What does that have to do? And he's arrested and indicted on it. And tell us about the people you put in jail, Kamala. Did you care about their race? Thank you, McCall, Driving 8-Man. BS, she was fired in 2017. Breonna Taylor from her EMT job. Yeah. They never bring that up, though. She was an EMT. Well, she was. I guess you're technically true on that point. It's got nothing to do with the case at hand. Thank you, Chicago. My question: Biden packed the court. Answer: I like cookies. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. I've stopped listening. So.
Okay, well, that's up to you. I just want Mike to come back and say, did you care about the race of those that you put in jail for marijuana crimes?
Like Trump may not have appointed any black judges, but Kamala sure put a lot of black people in prison.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, a lot of the people that Kamala put in prison, they won't qualify to be judges in the future. Thank you, N. Hill, for a poop. That's what you think of me, huh? All right. N. Hill.
Mike hit her up. Decriminalize marijuana. How many people did you throw away the key on over that shit?
Exactly. Okay, Kamala, you had your bit.
Do it, Pence.
You just need 2 minutes. Yes. Yeah, everybody and their brother found that crazy. Thank you again, N. Hill, for the angelic smiley face. Oh, that counteracts the poop, I suppose.
Is there a fly on his head?
There's a fly in his head. Oh no!
Okay.
Oh,
Let's move around. Get rid of it. It looks bad.
The entire focus of the world is now on the fly on his head.
It's going to be nothing but memes that he's a pile of shit. Look, he's got flies on him. No.
No. You attract more flies with honey than vinegar.
It won't work.
It's still there. It's still there. Oh no!
Let's move around.
He doesn't even know it's there. Oh god, the fly's gonna lay eggs. I'm building a house on Kent's head. No! Oh, an entire debate ruined by a fly.
Oh god, this is going back to Greasy Mouth Kennedy, remember?
Oh no.
You might want to fix your hair, Mr. Vice President.
The fly. Is it Jeff Goldblum? I'd like to show you have a fly in your head. Oh. Oh, what you? Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Oh.
Look at him writing out notes. Oh, we know who you've prosecuted, lady.
Oh.
Peterbilt is Flygate. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
exactly,
no.
Flygate. Start that hashtag. Start that hashtag now. Hashtag Flygate. Be the originator.
There's a fly sitting on Pence's head, and it's just like the whole fucking thing just got derailed.
I know. Ebony says, dude, the debate was ruined long before that. I know, but the fly is now focusing everything. Tell us about the people you put into jail as a prosecutor. Is that fly going to be there when they cut back to him, you think?
Please no. Just please no.
I hope somebody texted him a note like, dude, brush your hair. Come on, cut back to the front shot.
Oh, thank God. It's gone.
Oh, no.
Not again? Can we talk about 5 dead cops in Dallas instead for once?
Thank you, understatement. The 2020 VP debate, a.k.a. Harris Pence. Answer the question, please. I beg you. Yeah, more or less. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. Thank you, Sanguine. I was waiting for. I am the only one on the stage that knowingly withheld exculpatory evidence. If Pence has any wherewithal, he'll bring those up. And you lied again.
Here we go. Let's do it. Thank God the fly's gone.
Thank you, Gamer Valine. Hello again, gents. Been going off in Snoot's chat on things a man would be called sexist for. Well, you have a certain privilege built into you where you get away with that. Thank you, Gamer Valine. Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit. Do it.
Here we go.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh. Wow.
Well done, Pence.
Yeah, he finally got his lick in. And Kamala does not get to respond.
Nope.
Oh! No.
No, give her nothing.
No,
What do
give
you
her
mean?
nothing.
Oh, I hope not.
It's a model of what the nation needs to do. Really? Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez.
Okay, you're done.
You went to policing bullshit?
You're done. Shush, Kamal. No. 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 We're coming up on the end of the debate, Kamala. Okay, so you're going to Okay, well, that was overriding the moderator. No, I don't want to talk about this. You're not addressing what he said, though. You aren't countering what he said. Implicit bias.
And this is why critical race theory has no place in government mandated courses.
I was about to bring up the. I will not be lectured. Oh, well, would you answer the question? 30 seconds, right? Susan, get a spine, would you? Come on. Okay, shut up.
Oh my God, these motherfuckers work fast.
Is this Flygate already out there?
It says, if y'all don't take that fly on Pence's head as a sign from God that he's a piece of shit while trying to defend the justice system after Breonna Taylor.
Oh, wow. Will you tell us? The coalition you've built?
You could see her stopping and trying to think of what to say. You know?
Yeah.
You can see when Joe and I, you got nothing, do you? Look at the thumb point. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, for us. Vote for us. Yeah,
Vote
yeah.
early because you know it's to our advantage if you do.
Vote often.
Yeah, vote often. Moisturize early and often, like voting.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is the kind of question you actually dodge because it's so fucking loaded.
Ha! Damn.
Oh boy. Now that is the best answer to give. It's not even going to be an issue. Okay. It doesn't answer the question, but that really is the best answer you can come up with.
Well, I mean, Vice President Biden, have you stopped beating your wife? I mean, how do you answer that? You got to be slick with loaded bullshit like that.
I would love to answer that question, but I don't think we're going to lose. So, so there's that.
What would I do with unicorn poop? Well, I don't know. There's no such thing. Moving on.
Thank you, Chicago Mike. I from Chicago, where dead people voted. Yeah. Oh, the spying. Mike, you're wandering a bit far off. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, the debate fly's in chat. Nice.
Debate fly. Oh, there he is. Heard you guys were talking about him. About me. Oh, hey, debate fly. How's it going?
I mean, this isn't necessarily not relevant to the question.
No, it's not. It's
But
not. I mean,
still.
it is. Yeah. Everybody say hi to Debate Fly. Hi, Debate Fly. Star of the show.
Shit.
I wonder if Kennedy's mouth grease is going to show up too. I don't know.
Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book. Yeah. The star of the show, Debate Fly. You better get your own Twitter account real quick, Debate Fly. It's gonna be running out real quick.
I got a donation on Streamlabs. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The final question.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna read a question that you also won't answer. Oh God. Breckland?
Fuck, I knew it was going to be a kid.
Thank you, Gabriel Blaine. SNL mocked her drinking this weekend in Joe's memory. It was still kind of skewed against Trump, but they still took good shots at Joe and Kamala. They'd be ill-advised not to at least be a little balanced there since they're sending up
Are they
Biden.
actually going to not answer this kid's question?
Probably. Our leaders aren't supposed to get along. Our leaders are not supposed to get...
To the point of subverting the system to attack each other and twisting the rules in such a way that they act like it's their personal providence to lead.
Thank you, Ross Finkter. If Pence shocked Kamala, would she turn white or black? Oh. And thank you, Frosted Glass. Watertight proof the Trump campaign was bugged. Oh, dude.
That's good. That's good.
Good one.
I like it.
That's a good one. That's
I could
a good one.
appreciate a good pun. That was nice. Amen.
There you go. That's a
not
good answer.
Not a bad answer.
Mhm.
Not a bad answer.
That's a good answer.
I think he just won this question.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just won this question.
Yeah, Kamala, I would love to see you.
That was
Alright,
that was
stop
well
that.
done.
Top that, Kamala. That was a good answer.
Don't believe what you're seeing on the news. Fucking men. Literally their job to
Okay.
dramatize.
All right, Mike, you did it. You don't need to put no more. All right, move on. All right, Kamala.
Okay.
Oh, shut up.
Fuck.
Young leader. She hasn't led anything. She's in a question. Shut up. Yeah. Answer the question. Answer the question.
This is the democratic bullshitting that they do to people of color and disenfranchised people constantly to manipulate them.
Oh, Joe. She's not asking Joe. She's asking you. Okay.
Can we call Joe so he can answer since she ain't gonna fucking.
You need a lifeline, Kamala? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now watch she start talking about why Trump is the reason that this has all happened, and make sure you blame Trump for this because it's his fault. Impression.
Here we go.
Of
Oh, this is
Yeah.
terrible.
mostly named Hunter.
This is a bullshit answer. She's not.
Yeah, Pence really knocked it out of the park with that one. She didn't know where to go, but this
Sorry.
is terrible.
Yeah, she dropped the ball.
You know what she should have done? She should have said, the vice president's right. We have differences and everything else, but I know that that Vice President Pence is a good man, blah, 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 blah. Just something like that. Say something nice. Demonstrate what it is that you say that that Biden's going to do, that you're going to reach across the aisle. But no, can't do that.
So we're fighting amongst each other, and that's why you should vote for Joe Biden because
Right.
he will uplift people. That was actually your fucking answer.
Okay, well,
Why?
we're closing up. It's like, I hope I don't join you because you're terrible. All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the first and only vice presidential debate of 2020. Mostly a bunch of dodged questions and empty answers. Occasional good spots by either side, depending on how you look at it. Okay, so Satsu, even though you kind of ran away from it. Also, Kamala's not willing to kiss her own husband without a mask on.
I will take that terminology because, like I told you, man, every time they got to the point to where she said, "Thank you, Mr. Vice President," I just took out my headphones. I'm just, I can't listen to him keep rattling. It's embarrassing. It's hard to fucking listen to. So run away is a good term because I don't do well with these type of situations. As far as what I thought, how they did, this is a complete waste of time. I don't think that there was literally anything that was said or mentioned in here that people didn't already know, could have already assumed, or might have already gleaned from knowing the little that they may know about these two people, based on paying even the remotest attention. There was nothing here. It was like fucking buying a bag of Lay's, the family size, and finding out that it was half empty, eating what's the half empty shit in there, and still realizing that you've gained nothing. Like it's just it was.
That is an interesting analogy. I would not have come up with something like that.
That's what it felt like to me. Like it just felt like, wow, I've done this to myself, and I don't know why.
All right, Polly, what's your first blush takeaway from all this?
News entertainers can't conduct debates.
No shit. Yeah, no shit.
I mean, it's the obvious take, but it's like I said in the beginning. What's the threat? Politicians are. It would be like asking a businessman to not try and make profit. You know what I mean? A politician is going to take advantage of what they're going to take advantage of. Naturally, it really is their job. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be very good at what they do. What's the threat in not answering the question? Well, what, you're going to get a little sharp comment or perhaps a smart ass quip from the moderator? If there's no penalty, there's no danger, there's no reason not to do it. And so I understand why both Pence and Harris didn't answer questions, because would you?
So what I took away from this was here's sort of the follow-up question I'll have. Trying to look at this throughout as I'm not looking at two vice presidential candidates. I'm looking at two presidential candidates. What do I think of that? If I was still a deliberating voter and I was looking at these two as presidential candidates, neither one of them instilled me with any confidence in either their decorum, at the very least, or their ability to stay on point and actually deal with a tough situation. Because I see someone asking a very pointed and direct question about your plans for the economy or your thoughts on abortion or whatever else. These things should just flow out of you reflexively because you're a professional, you're on point, you know your campaign, you know what you believe in, you stand by your values and aren't afraid to talk about them, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's what I would look for in a presidential candidate. Would I vote for that person? I don't know. It depends on who they are, what they're saying, and what they're promoting. But regardless, as far as an American citizen looking at people who I expect to behave like presidential candidates, neither of these two met the mark. And since I have to look at both of them, if I was a deliberating voter, as potentially the president of the United States, should either of the actual candidates for president falter in some way, shape, or form in the coming months or year, I wouldn't want to put my name or my vote behind either one of them. That's what I was trying to look at about halfway through that. At that point, it's like, I got to change my perspective on this, because for all the insanity, for all the frustration, there's something serious going on here. And it's being treated like a joke by both people. And it really irked me more than anything else. So that's my takeaway. Now, from that perspective, what did you learn about either person as a presidential candidate from this? And real quick before I do that, thank you, Ebony Williams, for Tylenol or Jack Daniels. Either way, you deserve it. Thank you, Ebony. Satsu, if you were looking at this as these two are the presidential candidates of the United States, what did you learn about their platforms, what they would do as president?
Is that Donald Trump does a lot of stuff.
They did talk about Donald Trump, both of them, a lot, didn't they?
Both of them. I didn't learn anything about them. I learned a whole lot about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. That was pretty much it. Kamala answered nothing about how she directly is going to do anything. Mike Pence, I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, but I don't recall him really mentioning anything about what he's personally going to do. It was just Donald Trump has, Joe Biden will, and that was it. So if I had to choose between them, I ain't learned shit. Not a damn
okay. If you had to, and I know this is a loaded question, pun is incoming. If you had to, with a gun held to your head, which one would you vote for?
I mean, the only other thing I have to go off of is maybe like decorum and the ability to like control themselves and shit like that. Probably Kamala, because Pence just pissed me off the whole time. Like, he was just making me mad. As far as like presidential decorum is concerned, even though he is, very soft-spoken, very polite, and didn't really attack her in any way, she seemed to hold up better presidentially than he did. You know what I mean? When it came to respecting the rules and all that good stuff. But yeah,
and I understand it's a game of inches in relative terms with that question, but all the same. Thank you, Snubberth. Hashtag Flygate is now a thing. Thank goodness.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm not.
I was about to say, and that is based off if I knew nothing else about the candidates outside of what I just experienced.
Right. Okay. Polly, same question to you. If you had to look at these two as presidential candidates, what did you learn about them as potential presidents from this? And then to follow up, if you had to vote for one of them, which would you vote for based on this performance?
If they were presidential candidates.
If they were presidential candidates.
Well, I'd like to answer that question, but first I would like.
Yeah.
Thank you, number one nowhere for the $5 for the entertainment. Well, I'm glad you found something entertaining, not in that debate. My God, what did I learn? That the so-called plans that Kamala Harris was talking about were thin, extremely thin.
Okay.
The vagary of the references and assuming that she's talking about herself and her co-ticket holder as the same person in the form of your question, it would just, we're everything that other guy isn't. It was a constant reflexive statement. We're not the guy. And from her perspective, that's a good thing, but I didn't learn anything about their platform. Their platform was, we're going to uplift and we're going to do everything that this previous failed administration hasn't done. So there isn't really much learning there. I'm surprised that Satsu thought that Pence pissed you off. Okay, on a subjective level, sure. I don't really get how Harris was on attack, like it's not viciously, but in terms of I'm making it entirely about the guy that I'm going to pretend you represent as his avatar here.
Mhm.
Where her representation of her guy was soft. I would not want to vote for somebody who I'm speaking. I feel the need to speak. And it's like, well, then go ahead and start talking as opposed to waiting for your chance to talk. That didn't make her look good, especially as somebody who during the Kavanaugh hearings was much more forthright and powerful verbally. So if I had to vote for one person, it probably would have been Pence, because I wouldn't want to see somebody like her speaking with an international leader, despite her protestation that international relations boil down to relationships. I wouldn't want to see the kind of relationship she would enter into with other world leaders. Like, excuse me, extremely patriarchal leader of Saudi Arabia, but I'm speaking.
Right.
I wouldn't want to see something like that. There's entitledness.
Real quick. Hold on, real quick. Thank you, Snubberth. Also, Scribe, check Chink's Twitter. I'll get to that in just a second. Okay, go ahead, Polly.
There's an entitledness to it by virtue of my office. You have to respect the fact that I'm going to talk. It's like, you don't really seem like a fighter, but I've seen her do it. So it was kind of a poor performance for her there. She should just sort of started talking as opposed to be waiting for the silence to begin talking.
All right, so I'll read a couple of tweets from Cenk Uygur real quick, and then we'll get into audiences. At chat, you have time for questions and comments in just a second here. So Cenk Uygur said this in 3 tweets. The way Democrats don't fight back in debates because dumbass consultants tell them that Americans like super soft politicians drives me crazy. It's not true. You have to make your own case. Senator Kamala Harris was 10 times tougher on Joe Biden in the Democratic debates than she was on Mike Pence tonight. Whoever told her to just grin and never go on the offense tonight should be fired immediately. And then lastly, good news for progressives. Apparently, Senator Kamala Harris is a super weak debater. Should be easy to take her on during 2024 primaries and crush her in those debates. She blew a golden opportunity to hand Mike Pence his ass. She barely touched Trump in the 90-minute debate. I wouldn't say she barely. She talked about Trump probably more than Pence. Thank you, no one nowhere. Scribe for format czar of the next debate. Huh. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, but guys, now it's your time. If you got questions, comments, complaints, conspiracy theories, if you have any all hail debate fly kind of comments, put them in the chat now. While we're waiting for questions to roll in. And I know, guys, that some of you put questions earlier. You have to repost them again. I apologize. Polly, where can people find you next?
Wallowing in a pool of self-pity.
Okay, then. Moving on.
I'll put my link in chat.
Okay.
We're doing comic book curation later on tonight in probably about 45 minutes. Quiz is extremely busy this week, so it'll probably be just Jack and myself for a short episode because we didn't do one last week because one of the Triumvirate was very, very ill. But tomorrow night, we've also got a Noir Bar coming up. And wait a minute, hold on. Why have neither of you been on Noir Bar?
Timing?
Well, wait a minute. You go to bed like
yeah. Immediately
Really
after the show. I mean, the best chance you have to get me on a show after this is on a Friday.
On a Friday?
And I need at least a little bit of warning ahead of time to make sure I'm. Because if I'm ambushed with it like in the afternoon on a Friday, I'll be like, So yeah, if you give me a couple days notice and ask me about a Friday evening, then maybe.
Because it'd be fun. I'd finally have someone on that I could talk about noir films with. Come on, man, that'd be great.
I can go the third man touch of evil all night. Tech Alpaca, do you think either of them helped / hurt either of the presidential candidates in this debate? No. I think nothing there seemed to me to be groundbreaking enough that wasn't speaking to the choir on things. Although the whole fracking thing and the back and forth on that, I don't know how many people are, depending on Biden to stop fracking in the environmental side of things. But that was the only thing that maybe. But the other thing, too, is that if you have such confidence in a Kamala Harris as vice president or Biden as president, and you're not willing or able to articulate your tax plan, I don't know. That seems that was probably the most suspicious one to me. Like if you're not proud of or willing to stand behind your tax plan for how you're going to pay for these things, that is a vote less in confidence of not only your ability but your honesty, or that you even have a plan you believe in. So. Spittlebuggies, try to take in the fact that Pence was a stone and wouldn't take her lies. I mean, Pence did as much dodging around the truth as she did. At least he held her to account for a couple of things that most people wouldn't, like the whole hoax, the good people on both sides deal, and the packing the court. So.
The pack in the court thing was great. Can we do a real quick inside baseball poli-sci here for a second? Nobody ever wins a presidential election based on national anything. Of course, it's always electoral college stuff that matters. Mm-hmm. Yep. There was a lot of Michigan damage done for the Harris-Biden ticket there that night in terms of how it's repeated. And what I mean by that is, well, somebody's just said in chat, no normies were watching, or other people like that. Well, most elections are decided by the 5-10% and the way that they sway partially. And then the other part of it is how the exuberance of the electorate to actually get out and vote. If you don't feel terribly excited about the people that are on the ticket, that depresses your people that would potentially vote for you. As you saw with Hillary, people weren't terribly excited about the old witch. And so, in my opinion, therefore didn't come out in the same numbers. Now, what is exciting to think about in terms of a possibility, yes, Donald Trump is down on national polls, but in the battle states, he's doing very, very well down in Florida, but he's doing terribly in a bunch of other new swing states. I could see a depression of the excitement for Joe Biden hurting him very, very badly on election night. So it is still very much up in the air, despite what 538 is saying, because again, those are just probabilities and people lose sight of that and think that they're prognostications. Mm-hmm. There, I'm done.
Dark Alile, Scribe, would you consider having Poly on a tandem TEDx stream sometime? Sure. If I find one that seems, I'll have to find one that deals with like movie arguments, like diversity in Hollywood and that kind of thing. We could probably talk about that.
I watch your TEDx stuff, man, and it's like, I'd swear you're into personal mortification, like back whipping with some of the stuff you're willing to put up with, man. You got thick skin for that stuff. Jesus.
I'll take questions on my life choices on my AMA stream, but I'll.
What is it with you?
Yeah, Dark Resurrect #Fly 2020. Yeah, debate Fly 2020. Let's see. L Wolf asks, "What is Noir Bar?"
Oh, Noir Bar is a late night hangout stream that I run over on my channel. I'll post a link again. It's made to look up like a bar in 1942 with accompanying music and stuff like that. We avoid politics because there's plenty of other channels where we can do politics, like here, and Monkey does great stuff on Monkey in the Morning, talking about topical issues. Over there, it's just fun late night chill stream. And it's done on an occasional basis. And Pat's been there. Farzusmi from Australia is there almost every time. Jack's been there. Satsu keeps avoiding me. I don't know why.
I don't even know you.
Who the hell are you? Who am I? Why am I here?
No, but it's a fun time. It's a late night chill stream I do over on my channel. It's worth checking out. Good times.
And for the record, I was never invited to Noir Bar. So
okay. Well, I'll be sure to add a link to Polly's channel in the description after the show.
Great, thank you.
Crappy Fisherman, Scribe, you need to see Andy knows Twitter. People in Wisconsin are rioting, breaking windows on people's homes. This is going to get bad. What are they rioting over now? Just the same old?
I don't care.
Sanguine, did Shank just Freudian slip that he doesn't think Kamala Biden will win? With that, she'll be easy to primary in 2024. No, I mean, if she, well, it depends on how you decide to look at it. Either she's running for president in 2024 because she's just trying again, or as vice president, she's running because Biden wouldn't make more than one term at best, and then Democrats would primary her. So a couple ways you could look at it, I suppose. Thank you, Manic, for the Dogcat Fox. Hiya! And thank you, Johnny Hellcat. My Facebook went from left v right to hashtag debatefly. Yes, debatefly. And thank you, Expo Hotep. Good to see Polly and Satsu in a stream for the first time ever. I know, right?
Oh,
that's what I do here. I bring people together, like Joe Biden promises to do. Roger Reynolds, do you think anyone from this debate will come down with COVID within the next few days? I couldn't tell you. It's a gamble any way you look at it. Although, I mean, Kamala's husband was wearing a mask when they kissed, so he's safe, right? Or is she safe because he's wearing them? I don't know. Faithless, Derek Chauvin was released on bond. Is that why?
Oh, yeah, that happened.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that. Yeah, we didn't talk about much news today, but that was a thing.
What's going on in, well, then what's the reaction of Minneapolis then? Because it seemed like it'd be more direct than Wisconsin. But Pirates Creed Polly, is the reason you abused Jack because he lied to you about Shilip DeFaco attacking the moon base?
No, but that didn't help. It proceeds.
Dr. No, Satsu, how is Squeedus, and did she do anything new?
She's fine, and yes, she's actually starting to kind of sort of speak actual words now.
What was her first word, her first clear word?
Well, Monkey maintains that it's Dada because, but I'm just like, no, that's just the sound she makes. She does say it intentionally now.
Yes.
But technically, the first thing she ever said, clearly and intentionally, was "Don't touch that."
All right, don't touch it.
Yeah. Now she consistently says the color blue whenever she sees blue things.
Yes.
When her mom asks her where her feet are, she says the word feet, and then sticks her foot out and promptly falls on her ass because she hasn't quite figured out that she needs both of them in order to stand. What else? She says nose, kind of. She points to her nose and sometimes pokes herself in the eye trying to say the word nose. And it's getting there. She's getting closer and closer. Like her vocabulary is starting to expand, and she's deliberately trying to vocalize now, which is cool. It's interesting to see her say stuff.
Sit her in front of me sometime with some headphones on. I'll give her some vocabulary.
Oh God, you'll be criticizing her the whole time. She'll cry.
No, not a baby. Jeez. Motto Winter. Oh, Lords, would you all try some fried salmon steak with a Creole mustard dipping sauce, 6 macaroons, and a C-3PO collector's mug of vanilla milk? Yes. All that sounds lovely.
I believe the milk's sitting there, but everything else sounds fucking fantastic.
Yeah, the milk I might be half and half on. Wah, wah. But, yeah, everything else sounds fine. Satsu?
I didn't hear anything particularly gross, so sure.
Okay. Dr. No, Satsu, did Kamala admit that she is pro-Iran and anti-Israel?
I don't know.
I don't think that ever came up, actually. As far as I know. Cannibalistic Wizard, try a free brownie that has cream cheese swirl, pods of caramel within, mini mint chocolate chips, peanut butter mini nuggets, and topped with a glazing of chocolate fudge.
Holy fuck.
Do I want diabetes in one bite? I mean, Monkey wouldn't have it because of the mint stuff, but mint chocolate.
I think it would ruin all that.
Yeah,
I'm in chocolate, but it's in all of that. I think it would be a problem.
Yeah, I would share that with a table of people, not all by myself. So, yeah. Ebony Williams, Satsu, have you seen Tower of God or God of High School?
I have put Tower of God on my list. Never watched it, but I did watch The God of High School, which was pretty cool. It's a show about fighting, and it was entertaining. So.
Dr. No, Lawton, is nuclear power cleaner than fossil fuels? Yes. As long as you don't have a Chernobyl, then no. Is Polly still here?
Yep.
Okay. Froggy, Polly, why are you not on Monkey in the Morning much anymore?
Timing, mostly. I've had a bunch of research contracts to do, and I'm a night owl. I get most of my work done at night. And so working remotely as I do, and no longer having an office on campus because it's closed down.
Dr. No, she praised the Iran deal and said Iran was a good friend, Scribe. Oh, did she? I must have missed that in the crosstalk or something.
When she was bullshitting about forming relationships, yeah, I think I said something like that in there.
And Drunken Uncle's in the chat. Hello, Uncle.
Something.
Check your logic. Does the fly on Pence's head mean Trump will lose? No, it means we're going to have 2 more weeks of winter.
It means we've located the piece of shit in the room.
Or Pence just had the most sweet-smelling hairspray of everybody in the room.
That's what I really think it was. I think the fly just...
Yeah. This smells like
classic moments, man. I mean, I didn't want that to happen to Pence, but fuck, that was funny.
Lexi Mad Scribelight, I missed most of it. Can I get a recap? What did I miss? Well, both of them routinely did not answer the question they were actually posed and ran around the bush to try to insult or tear down the other person's side, which is expected to a certain extent, but it was not, like I said before, it was not as loud and mean-spirited necessarily and chaotic compared to the first debate between the presidential candidates, but it was as unorganized and unformatted. The moderator did a horrible job at keeping order, at holding the candidates, or the debaters, I should say, to the questions that were asked of them, either in giving them an opportunity after they didn't answer to answer it, or at least making comment and affirming that they didn't answer the question, and then keeping people on task and on time. I don't know what about the Chris Wallace debate didn't teach these guys what they needed to do to try to maintain order. I don't know if they thought maybe that these two would be more polite to the rules than the other two. I guess I could forgive them for that, but they should have been prepared for this, and they weren't.
Let me ask both of you guys something. Here's an idea that I was toying with, because they already changed some of the debate rules. So clearly the debate rules are not sacrosanct.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. You don't answer the question, and it's up to the moderator as an individual, so you have to carefully choose. But if you do not answer the question, they give you 30 more seconds to not answer the question. You just sacrificed the next time period that you have to answer.
Oh, yeah.
So you will be skipped over the next time.
Yeah. I said this the other night on the debate night, or a couple days ago. I said every time that they overrun their time, you subtract that amount from their closing statement, and if they end up going over the closing statement time, they don't get to make one. Let them know that at the top of the thing. It's like you don't get a summation at the end of this if you talk over your time. I mean, there'll be a little give and take. Maybe
a warning that comes first, like a 15-second grace period or something. Okay, finish up your thought, that kind of thing. But if you go over it,
or just adhere to the limits that the moderator gives you. If you say you get 15 seconds to respond, you get 15 seconds. Maybe a little leeway here and there, like I said, a couple seconds, whatever, crosstalk. But otherwise, the more you eat into the time of the debate, the less time you have to give your final statement. And the final statement should be something relatively substantial, like you get the 3 minutes. You say at the top, each candidate will be allowed 3-minute closing statement. For every overrun in their question time or any crosstalk that occurs, I will subtract X number of seconds from that final statement's time, and their microphone will be cut.
It's because, people focus on the cutting of the microphones, and it's like, I think they're still going to talk, and you're going to hear microphone bleed over, so you're still going to be able to hear the person. What I'm looking for is the threat as it were. Like, what's the danger in doing this? Well, during debate prep, it'll now be you have to come close to at least answering the question when their prepper's talking to them. Because if you don't, it's going to be entirely the other person talking is going to turn into a stump speech because you're going to lose your right to answer the next question and the one after that and the one after that. If they don't feel the pressure to answer, why would they?
M. Williams, Scribe, what's your price to moderate the next debate if there is one? 3 stiff pepper jacks, because that'll probably be what I need to get through it. Dr. No, will you do a drinking game like the one Steven Crowder does when he watches debates? I want to live and not die of alcohol poisoning.
In response to what Polly said, I think the issue that we're having here is it is kind of ingrained in people now that lying is just a part of being a politician, like lying and bullshitting. That comes with the territory. So I think that's taken into account when they make the rules or whatever, because nothing would get done if they didn't. Like, if they focus too hard on that or whatever. And the penalties and stuff could work, but I think all that would do is just leave us with less than what we got now at the end of the day. So I don't know, man. It's an interesting note. I'd like to see it put into practice, but
also, I mean, and ultimately, what they need to do is get a moderator who already carries some gravitas of some kind, but is also not going to back down, not going to let them be overrun, and have some kind of mechanism of penalty, like Polly said, something that takes away their ability to actually participate, takes away their ability to pontificate, something. Also,
Keith David is moderator. Who's talking over that guy?
I would also think that, honestly, having commercial breaks would help, because if they know nobody's watching, they have hard breaks that they can actually work towards and say, well, your time's up. Thank you, Dr. Noah. Thank you, Expo Hotep. Should have just kept a giant clock that has an alarm that doesn't stop until they stop talking. Yeah, maybe. Dr. Noah, why did Kamala take longer to answer a question about Biden's thoughts on the Green New Deal? Because she didn't want to answer the question about him having contradicted their own campaign. She didn't want to answer it. That was all.
Remember that during the Trump Biden debate when he was asked about it, and he said, "No, I'm not for the Green New Deal." 3 sentences later, said the Green New Deal will pay for itself. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. But guys, so absorbed in this as we've been, we're over time. We're at the top of the hour, and thus the end of the show. It has been an interesting night, if nothing else. May you live in interesting times, as they say. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'll take that over the alternative. Everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. You guys have been a great audience, as always. You guys are the best audience in the world. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things. Even though our audience is so well behaved, you have very little to do. Everyone who donated tonight, thank you so much for your generosity. Both this and the stream I did earlier today, you guys are just amazing. I really appreciate it. I will continue to pay it forward to try to reflect how much I appreciate your generosity. As you may have seen on Twitter earlier today, I will do so again, but maybe not as in public for the sake of stuff. Anyway, Polly, where can people find you next?
I just put my link in chat, but I don't have mod status, so it's just cut and paste it.
Say something in chat right now. Let's solve this problem right now, once and for all.
Hey, there I am.
Let's see. Come on, where'd it go? There, no, that's not you.
But in the meantime, we're going to be doing comic book curation later on tonight if I can get a hold of Jack, but it's going to be just him and myself because Quiz is super freaking busy this week with 12-hour shifts. Poor bastard. But then Noir Bars regularly, and hopefully I can drag both of these guys on at some point because it'll be fun. And Satsu, consider yourself invited.
Okay, put your link in chat. You can do that now. And remember, guys, tomorrow night, per usual, we'll be on Satsu's channel at the regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for Lords of the Night. Friday night, I might be switching with Monkey since I took his night tonight. Stay tuned for that. Follow us on Twitter. We'll let you know as things proceed. But regardless, everyone, thank you for joining us. Satsu, Polly, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on impromptu. I really appreciate it. It was good fun.
I appreciate you popping in and covering.
I deeply regret it.
Yeah, well, I mean, first meetings can be difficult, but, occasionally they have to happen. But regardless, again, guys, thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. For those of you listening in the future, I hope it was at least a entertaining supplement to an otherwise mind-numbing event. But that all said, everyone, your lives make us sad. and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Pray for me.
Taking out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism.
Whatever.
And today's secret word is connection.
Come out.
Connection seems appropriate.
Was that a Kamala reference?
If you want it to be.